What's up? It's me, Browskin Cutie, aka BSC, and we back with another video. Okay. So we back with another video on this Sunday. Happy Sunday. So y'all, I have a special guest. So right with me right here is my buddy Johnson. And we've been cool for a little bit. He's a Leo, so you know what that means. I'm an Aries, fire sign. So I have Johnson here today, and we're gonna speak on how his experience was growing up being Black in New Hampshire. Like, he's a minority here, and I just want to hear from his point of view, because if you're a cutie cues, you know that I have a previous video where it was me and two other people speaking about how growing up in New Hampshire, being a minority, and our struggles and all of that. So now we got Johnson, a male's perspective. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it to Johnson.
Hey guys, well, like she said, my name's Johnson. A good friend of hers for a while, and yeah, I'm just going to speak on kind of my experience of being a minority here in New Hampshire. I think just as a minority, you experience things differently as people who aren't. You get looked at differently, you get treated differently in different aspects of whatever you're trying to do or try to pursue. So I would say growing up as a little kid, didn't really experience too much of anything out of the ordinary. I'm still learning stuff. I'm still learning how the world works. So as far as anything being, discriminatory or, any kind of like racial type things or disrespectful type things, I'm still learning right from wrong myself as a little kid. So when that stuff kind of happens, yeah, it's different, but you don't really understand the aspect of it happening to you as a minority. Mm-hmm. So, that kind of stuff is where you just kind of don't let it affect you. You just kind of keep moving on. It's when the preteens and the teenager years, that's when you really notice all the different stuff that happens, especially in school. Mm-hmm. People don't know how to act. So, you're a Black kid, especially when, from my experience especially, I was in schools where there wasn't that many Black kids. I was usually the only Black kid in school, the only Black kid in class, the only Black kid there. I was the only Black kid, you know what I mean? So with me, it was always just always hearing people being just saying, it was really insensitive racial stuff, you know what I mean? The dumb, stupid Black jokes that come out and saying oh, well, it's no offense to you. But at the same time, it's well, offense taken. I'm a Black guy. Right. You're talking about a Black person making these racial slurs. You can't say no offense to me when I'm a Black guy sitting right here. It's offense taken. It's stupid stuff. It's a lot of stupid stuff, really. And sometimes even growing up as a minority in New Hampshire, sometimes you even get insensitive comments from your own race at times. I've gotten the stupid comment where, oh, you're an Oreo, you're the whitest Black person ever. I'm a Black person, so ain't nothing that I'm doing that's considered as white. Everything I do is Black because I'm a Black person. Right. So you saying that is just stupid, and you're basically trying to put me into a stereotype. You're calling me the whitest Black person because I do good in school, because I don't curse often, because I don't cause trouble, I don't skip class, I don't do drugs, I don't do all this stuff, I haven't gotten arrested. All the stereotypical stuff, that's making you judge me saying I'm not a Black person. I could be a terror to society, but I'm not gonna, discredit myself as a Black person to match what you think a Black person is supposed to be like. I'm not that stereotypical person. Don't shame me for wanting to better myself, for wanting to make a good life for myself. I was raised a certain way. That's how I present myself. At the end of the day, I'm still Black, though. Right. So, it's just more, it's the thing that I experienced of growing up as a Black person in New England is a lot of people want to speak on what they think a Black person should be. Mm-hmm. And it's the dumbest thing ever. Don't speak on what your culture isn't.
Just what you don't know about.
Exactly. Just focus on you. and I'm gonna be me. We can be cordial. I have no problem with interracial stuff. You know, I'm a black person in New England, so it's a lot. There's not really much of us out here. It's a lot of white, all that stuff, different races. So my thing is that my experience was just dealing with a lot of people speaking on stuff that they don't know about or stuff that they shouldn't be speaking on,
Right.
trying to conform with, you know, a black person saying like, oh, well, is it offensive if I say this? If you think it's offensive, just don't say it. Just don't speak on it.
Right.
Just take the safe route and just don't say, you know, don't say what you think is going to be offensive, because most likely it probably is, because you don't know what you're speaking on. It probably just is. Just assume that it is, and then we'll just be good, you know, because that's where the conflicts happen. That's where the aggravation comes from. That's what will make me act out of pocket and, you know, and do the stupid stuff that you guys think. But I don't want to present that stereotype. You know, I've already been around the stereotypes of what they believe, you know, happens with the black. You know, I already have a father that's not around and all that stuff like that. The typical stereotype of black people, I already have some of that already, and I don't like to present that myself. My thing is, just don't speak on stuff you don't know about. That was really just my biggest thing that I always had to deal with, of people being racially insensitive and talking about what they don't know about. It was just all like really during like the preteen and the teenage years. Like I said, middle school and high school is where the biggest stuff came out. After a while, I started to deal with more mature people, obviously going into college and working in the workforce, and now, and you know, so now it's all regular and people know what to say, people know how to act and all that stuff. So I mean, yeah, I mean, it's really just knowing how to handle people that don't know what they're talking about in a more calm manner, in a more respectful manner. But yeah, I mean, that was really just my experience. It was just having to understand that people don't know what they're talking about. There was racial stuff that I had to deal with, and just, you know, just overcoming that, just knowing, being confident who I am in myself, not worrying about what other people want to label me as. I'm a black man in America, and that's just what it is. You know, whatever you see me as, I mean, you know, you can make your own opinion, but I know who I am. I'm confident in who I am. I'm a black man in America, and that's just what it is. So
okay, thank you so much, Jonathan. And I just want to add this too. Like, I notice a lot of times, like when it comes to people trying to relate to like black people, they think like, oh, they gotta talk about fried chicken or like grape soda or watermelon and stuff like that. You can talk to us about a whole lot of things, because you don't know that we might be into skiing or rock music or other stuff like that. Like, and you don't have to think like, oh, because BSC is black, I know she's gonna like this. No, you don't know what I like. So just anything you bring to me, like if I find it interesting or I find something I can get with or get into, like I'm gonna get into that. Because like Johnson said, we're black, so whatever we do or get into is black, because we're black, so exactly. It doesn't even matter at the end of the day. So I just wanted to mention that. But I truly appreciate Johnson for taking the time out to come on and speak on that topic. As always, I want to thank y'all for like, subscribing, share my videos. It doesn't go unnoticed. Truly appreciate my cutie cues. Loving the people that love you, support the people that support you. Anybody that you're on the outs with that you want back in your life, make that first move. It doesn't matter who makes that first move, as long as they're back in communication and back in each other's life. Life is way too short. You don't want to regret anything. Y'all, be safe out there. It's getting colder. People are having fevers and getting sick, so don't let it catch you. Just be safe, be hydrated, and I'll see y'all for tomorrow on the Monday's video. Kisses, smooches, bye!